Hello, I'm Michael Phillips, the film critic of the Chicago Tribune, and your host this month for our Friday night spotlight on TCM. You're about to see one of the most striking and poetic of all the movies ever made on our theme this month of future shock. In this case, we're dealing with life after World War III, which has pulled one survivor into a remembrance of things past. If that sounds more like Marcel Proust than H.G. Wells, well, so be it. So far this month, we've presented visions of the future ranging from Metropolis to Mad Max, from Escape to New York to Soylent Green. But our next film, La Jetée, is different. It's a 28-minute black and white short from filmmaker Chris Marker. And when you describe it, it sounds like conventional time-traveling science fiction. It begins in early 1960s Paris. At Orly Airport, a boy spies a beautiful woman on an open-air walkway. Then he witnesses the murder of a man by an unknown assailant. And soon we realize all this is happening in the past. Years after that incident, nuclear warfare has driven what's left of humanity underground, where scientists conduct a time travel experiment fueled somehow by this same man's enduring memory of what happened at the airport years earlier. He travels backwards in time, and when he meets the woman, he falls in love. But is that love enough to save humanity? Can it give the scientists what they need to restore the world to its former romantic glory? Know this before you see La Jetée, but don't let it scare you. Marker's film is composed almost entirely of still photographs, with one stunning exception. The French filmmaker referred to La Jetée as a photo roman, or photo novel. The movie accomplishes so much in under a half hour. It was the only fiction project Marker ever made. His other films blend the genres of documentary, personal essay, and travelogue, and yet that's how La Jetée feels too. Marker's story sends us into the past and the future. It's science fiction, but like all the best science fiction, we're left with a reminder of the preciousness of life and of love. From 1962, Chris Marker's La Jetée. There's a moment in La Jetée when we see the mysterious woman open her eyes, and we're no longer looking at still photographs telling a story, but film at 24 frames per second, and that remains one of cinema's great change-ups. The filmmaker behind La Jetée, Chris Marker, died last year. If the premise of this film seems familiar, I think it's because of the later Terry Gilliam film, 12 Monkeys. That 1995 picture featured Brad Pitt, Bruce Willis, and Madeleine Stowe, and it was adapted and expanded from Marker's premise to fill out a big budget and a much more frenetic vision of the future. Gilliam's contribution to our Future Shock Festival this month came that first Friday in TCM's Friday Night Spotlight, courtesy of the movie Brazil. Up next, no poetry here. James Caan skates for his life in the craziest sport this side of Quidditch, rollerball.
Tonight on TCM's Friday Night Spotlight, Future Shock continues with James Caan entering the arena for rollerball. Then Steven Spielberg brings to life a Stanley Kubrick dream, AI, artificial intelligence. And Arnold Schwarzenegger dreams of Mars in Total Recall.